All right, new knife. It's called the Kansept. Here is the information on it. It is named Main Street, size 3.41 inches. It has a 154 cm blade. The color is light yellow, and it's in G10. Let's go ahead and slice right into her. Rah. Here's a closer look at that label if you want to scan that. Not a bad box presentation. Let's see, I think it just slides, right? Oh, a little stiff. Okay. I can see the paperwork going this way. All right, let's see what we have here. Now, how's this come out? What am I missing here? What am I missing? That don't come out, so this has got to just come up. Right? All right, let's take a look in here. See what's here first. You have here your cleaner. And, of course, your usual, typical information. You can file that off to the side. All right, let's get into this. Hey, shout out to the silica. Okay. Comes with this little pouch. Definitely not leather. Feels a little cheap. It's decent, but I don't see myself ever carrying one of these. Okay, knife's in here. Let me make sure nothing else is in here. That feels all right. Looks like a basic material. Not even cars use this for their audio systems. But, okay. And the knife. First things first, it feels a little light. I like the weight. Let's go ahead and see what she weighs. .03 ounces. Not too bad. Okay. So let me see here. The G10 here, that grip seems pretty good. I like it. The hardware, typical, usual hardware all around. Again, I don't like it that you have to use 2 bits to hold at each end to loosen or tie in or take it apart. So don't like that. Okay. Pocket clip, that's a pretty fancy pocket clip. It appears to be titanium. Let's see. Oh, yeah, wait a minute, hold on. Yes, it is. This magnet is so strong that it's picking up the liner inside. But if I go this way, it's not grabbing. Yep. See? Okay, so that is titanium. She's scented. Very nice and scented. I like that. Looks like a decent thumb stud. Not too aggressive. Kind of slick though. It's a little slick. I would want that a little more, with a little more texture. Standoffs. It looks like your basic standoffs. See these all the time. Not sure if they're titanium or steel. But yeah, it's steel. Okay, blade is 154 cm. You have here this model number T1015B3. You have their logo, I believe. You got a flat grind. Got a nice apex going on. Got some oil on here as well. Another logo, not sure what that's all about. Down here it says Main Street. That is the name of this model. Let's see here. Side to side, good. Up and down, very good. That's a good lock. Yep. And you see where it's locking up. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's very nice. So you have your liners. And you have your G10 over that. Feels good in the hand. I wear a size large glove. All right, let's see the action. Very nice. I like that. Deployment. Oh yeah, very nice. I'm going to have fun with this knife. Let's see if it's on ball bearings or is it something else. Right now I can't tell what it is because I'm getting a reflection in here and I can't tell what it is. But we're going to test her out And then what I'm going to do is take her apart after that. Is this I don't think this is glow. Not glow in the dark. What else can I say? It's not a bad knife. Let's see how she came out of the box. Not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah. That's where you expect to get. Okay? Anything less, you be getting robbed. Yeah, she's nice. So hopefully this 154 cm, it holds up pretty good. And which it does. It's a good steel. I know that. I love this grind. It's nice and high. So great for slicing. But we're going to see. We're going to see what she does. Also, let me add, see this little design. I did a little bit of milling. So you put the blade down. You get your small little bit on your milling machine. And you go down. I never thought to do that when I was making knives. So whoever thought of that, shout out to you. I like it. Another thing, before I fail to mention, is the pocket clip can go here, but not in the front. So you have an option for tip down or tip up. So that's that. Unless you modify it. This here is very hard wood. I'm having an extreme hard time cutting this wood. So she just did some basic testing. The coating looks pretty good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take her apart. And of course, you need two tools. So shout out to that. Okay, here we go. It's locked tight. Very aggressive. Okay, that's telling me that this is the screw side and that's the barrel side. So let's see if I can flop it around. All right, let's see if I can get this. Man, what did they put on here for Loctite? Did they cross thread this? It's white. That's weird. I don't know. All right, let me go ahead and get a bin. Shout out to bin number 1. I'm going to go ahead and leave the pocket clip in. Let's go ahead and take her apart and see her internals. Okay, I like doing it this way. Press in. See that? Pivot. They need to have a little channel here. Okay. There's the G10. Stainless steel liner. Whoa, boy, and look at this. It is a bearing. Very nice. I like that. So, yeah, that's very nice. And check it out, what they did here. I never seen that done like that. On both ends, not just the blade. So the bearings can ride in here. Very nice design. Wow. So for the money, what you're getting for with this, very well worth it. Here's the other bearing. Look at the size of that detent. Very nice. Your stop pin with the screw-on option. What do we have here? What's this? Oh, it's a piece of metal. See that? Fine little piece of metal. Throw that away so it won't land on the floor, go into my foot. As I look through this hardware, the one thing I would change out of this is this pivot barrel. I would change this into a D style. Okay? It doesn't take that much more money to change that, because this here, having to use one tool would have been fine. But you know what? Having to use two of them, that's ridiculous. Nowadays, that should be illegal. See here? There it is. A D-style pivot. That's all you need to do. Look how cheap they are. Okay? When I was making knives, I was using this style pivot. It makes things a lot easier. Okay? That's the one thing I would change. The other thing about this folder, this here, this liner lock release, see how it has this little grind here? And they polished it. It's just too slick. I find myself always slipping on here. The other thing I would definitely change is this thumb stud. Okay? It's way too slick. My finger slips way too much. Okay? That's horrible. If you're going to put titanium clip, why don't you go ahead and add a titanium thumb stud? That just doesn't make sense the way you have it here. It's a really nice folder if you just went above and beyond on this and this. And of course, that's too slick. Other than those three things right there, the rest of this folder is a winner. Let me go ahead and put it back together. I'm going to go ahead and make that little modification and we'll call it a day, right? So let me go ahead and do that. All right, got it all back together. You probably noticed right away, I changed the thumb stud. This here is a used thumb stud. I stole this off one of my customs that I made a while back. And yeah, it works out so much better. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. And if I was left-handed, I would just put this on this side, you know. Yeah, so shout out to that. Second thing you probably notice is, yep, right there, that lock release. I made it a little more aggressive and did a little bit of acid work on it so it won't be too shiny. And yeah, it's working out nice. My finger don't slip anymore. See that? This is the way this knife should have came from the factory. A few other things that I noticed and I failed to mention. They did that same milling technique which I showed you on the blade over here and also down here. So what I did was I just distressed it, and so we can highlight that. I think that they should have done that as well. So anyways, that's what I did. A couple of modifications, and yeah, testing went well. I've been carrying this also in my pocket. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.